Joe Leigh here for Seconds Out with the man that needs no introduction, but I'm going to give it a good go. The man who was the face of British boxing from 2007 to 2011, 12, former two-weight, world champion, of course, world cruiserweight and heavyweight champion, Mr. David Haye, the Haymaker. How are you?
I'm very well. Love the intro there. You've got some dates in there as well. Yeah, it's nice to. Yeah, good work.
Thank you, thank you. So let's get straight into it. The Battle of Brothers, obviously, a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't have expected to be here. Of course, ahead of your first fight in a long time with, as it says, your brother Joe Fournier. Yeah, let's get straight into it. How long have you sort of had this in the works? I know people have been saying, well, you and Joe have said it was kind of a night where you were drinking and you just thought that's when it first came into your mind. So talk to us about that.
It didn't really come into our mind. It was more of a disagreement that we had. He believed he could beat me now. I disagreed, heavily with that mindset. I know Joe. He knows me. I think because he sparred a lot of rounds with me, he believes he understands what I'm like as a boxer. But with 18-ounce gloves on, the head guard, and when you're the small guy coming in for my first early sparring sessions, I'm just rocking and rolling and just slipping and sliding, getting my time and getting used to getting hit, riding punches. You got to get your timing right. You can't practice riding punches with big heavyweights. You get knocked clean out. So you get smaller guys, cruiserweights, light heavyweights, that throw quicker shots that hit you and you can move and slide. This is what we use. This is what I used him for a lot of the time, early doors. And I think he took a lot of confidence from these sparring sessions. Understandably, if you're to the untrained eye looking in, it looks like he's landing more punches than I'm landing on him, but that's what I was working on. But he just generally doesn't think I can beat him today. He believes I'm too old. I've got too many injuries. He's in his fighting prime. He's he's undefeated. He's just had a fight not long ago, and he's ready now. I'm not, and he wants to show the world that this is his time. He wants something to tell his grandkids that what he beat the heavyweight champion. Because in 20, 30 years time, whether I was current champion or retired champion, name's a name. Whether you be Larry Holmes, whether he was champion or non-champion, it's irrelevant. It's still a name on your record. So I get why he's doing it. He ain't doing it for the money. I know that. He's doing it for the glory, and he's got a good business mind, and he's just calculated this one incorrectly. He thinks that he's tallied it all up, where he is in his life physically, where I am physically. He's tallied up the pros and the cons, my experiences versus his experiences, and he just thinks my body can't hold out for 8 rounds. But can his chin hold out for 8 rounds? That's the thing. He hasn't put that into the calculation. The algorithm that he's working it out with isn't quite working, and he's going to find out pretty quickly that this boxing, that there's a certain level, there's a certain understanding that world champions have. When you're in there, you can see things in a different way, and maybe he takes a lot of confidence from my last 2 losses against Tony Bellew. 2 stoppage defeats. One, my Achilles snapped. The second one, you just beat me up, and maybe he's thinking, okay, that's the David Haye I'm fighting. And in theory, he's right. But it's been a long time since then. A lot of the issues I had prior to those fights are healed up now. I feel okay. I feel good. I've not been thinking about boxing, so I've not been doing any intense training. I've just been living healthy. I train an hour a day, probably 4 or 5 times a week. I've got a healthy lifestyle, and give me 5-6 weeks, I'll be ready to fight. He doesn't believe that's the case. He believes am I gonna get injured in the fight, or there'll be some issue. But he's willing to roll the dice. He's willing to put it in there. He got in contact with Triller, a platform, a massive platform in the States that are looking at doing some big events. They've got Oscar De La Hoya, brought Oscar De La Hoya out of retirement. Who would have ever thought anyone could bring Oscar De La Hoya out of retirement? They brought Mike Tyson in against Roy Jones. They're doing some crazy things, and they want to bring back the Haymaker, and they've done it. And here they are. They put a package together that could not be refused. And here I am doing interviews talking about a fight in less than a month, against Joe Fournier.
It's crazy to think. I mean, talk to me back in when you were in Greece. I heard you were having drinks. He said you were drinking wine. I think in the last interview you said you were drinking rum and tequila. So it must have been a messy night if you're having wine, rum.
I was drinking rum. He was drinking tequila, and I'm sure he was drinking wine as well. But I was drinking rum.
Do you see him quite a lot, like in the last few years?
Yeah, we've spent a lot of time together. We've been all over the world. We was actually both together in the Staples Centre where we're fighting a year and a half ago for the Grammys. You know, he works with Usher, and was out there with Usher for a concert. Did a Prince tribute out there. We had a great time, and that was the last time we was together in the Staples Centre. Now next time we'll be in there, we'll be fighting each other. It's crazy, you know. So we've been all over the world: Dubai to Bahamas to Miami. Yeah, so we're buddies, always travelling.
Does that motivate you more? Because the way I see it, when you fight your mate, that's kind of more intense than fighting someone who you just fight to win. Obviously with Bellew there was a bit of rivalry there, and in boxing, professional boxing, you win, you fight to win titles. But for example with football fans, you don't even play, but Tottenham playing Arsenal, you want to win. You want to win because then you can laugh at your mate and things like that. Is there more in it for you because he is your mate?
Yes, you know, like you look at two brothers fighting, or look at, you know, go to any amateur boxing club and watch two friends sparring with each other. They're not going easy because it's their friend. No, they really want to prove that they're the man. And that's it. We're two buddies, and we've both got massive egos. We both think we're the man. He thinks, you know, he thinks he can beat me now. I'm like, dude, you can't beat me now. There's no version of you winning this fight. But he's like, no, I want to prove it. Let's do it in the cameras. Let's get a massive platform to stream this worldwide. I want the world to see this event. But if you really want it, you know, you can get it, and it's happening. So it's a crazy thing, and I think it adds an additional layer of spice to the fight. The fact that we're buddies. You know, there's no real spite there. I just gonna go out there and do what I do. But it's never really been that much spite anyway. When I fight, I don't fight any harder because I like or dislike someone. It's like it's an athletic performance. You know, you don't run any faster than a 100-meter sprint because you don't like the line or you don't like the guy next to you. You just do what you do, and that's how it works in boxing. I feed off what they do. I'm a good counter puncher. I slip punches and counter real quick and real crisp and real hard. And I don't think he'd have ever experienced someone with my speed and arm length and power and explosivity. It's going to be it's going to be a real shock to his system really quickly. And I think the reality is going to hit him like in the first 15, 20 seconds that the calculations were wrong, and he's going to then hope that my leg's going to snap or my arm's going to snap or my spine's going to break, and it's not going to happen because he's not going to be able to put enough pressure on me to force something to snap. That's how I see it. He sees it very, very differently. But it's going to be entertaining while it lasts. Put it that way. Be entertaining while it lasts.
While it lasts, okay. And you just spoke about an athletic performance. Do you still feel like an athlete? How's your body holding up, being as that you haven't been in the ring for a long time professionally? Well, it's not a professional fight.
I haven't done anything that requires that much athleticism. You know, I haven't done any 100-meter sprints, or I haven't done any sort of competitive athletic performances in anything. I go to the gym, I train, I do my conditioning stuff that I do most days, and that's it. But you know, I look okay, I feel okay, but then again, I looked and felt okay before the first fight against Tony Bellew, and you know, we all know how that one went. And even the second fight, I felt great before that one. Oh no, it didn't work out for me. So you know, Joe Fournier is banking on that same type of thing happening. You know, if it happens once, happens twice, you know, thrice, it could happen again, and that's what he's banking on. But I've never really been a big believer in your confidence and you relying on something else to go wrong. That's out of your control. You know, you banking on someone having the worst day of their life shouldn't give you any confidence. You know, you should be able to, even if the person's body holds together, have enough to beat that person. And I don't think he believes in his heart that he's got enough to beat me if everything holds together. But he's banking on me falling apart. It's a crazy tactic, but you know, worked for Bellew. Bellew, you know, he won the fight, or he forced the fight to force my body to break down. No, he didn't just stand back and wait for it to snap. No, he was in the fight. He was pushing it. He was working. He was jabbing. He was working my body. He was working my head. He was in the fight. He was grinding. Can Joe Fournier do the same thing to force something to snap? I don't think he can. I genuinely don't think he can. He does. Yeah. He thinks he's got enough know-how after all the years he's been boxing now, after all the experience. I've upgraded his boxing knowledge a lot of the time. You know, I used to, after he sparred, I would analyse the sparring with him. You know, I've tried to find. I've taught him a lot of what he knows. I didn't teach him everything, but I've taught him a lot of what he knows. I know what he's going to do because I was the guy who kind of assisted it coming through. He's got a good coach in Dino Spence over in Fifth Street Boxing, Jim, who's been in his corner for most of his fights, and you know he's ready everywhere to go. They think this is their opportunity. This is the big one for them. I'm not taking it that seriously, to be honest. It's just like a turn up there, bam. Thank you very much. See you later.
On that note, are we going to see you again? Because, like I said a couple of weeks ago, no one really expected this. And I don't know if you expected it, but let's just say, I don't know, a year ago, no one would have expected it at all because of the Mike Tyson stuff hadn't even happened at this point. Let's say another year down the line, you get another offer to fight someone else. Who says to you now that you're going to say no? Can you confidently say this will be your last fight?
I confidently said after the Tony Bellew loss that it was going to be. I did a press conference, a press release, and I was deadly serious. And at that time I said it, I was 100. But I could have done a lie detector test and I would have passed it because I was telling the truth. Yeah. Fast forward 3 years and things have changed, and here I am getting ready to get back in the ring. So I'm not going to get back in the ring after this. Take from that what you will.